Panicos Demetriades is a professor of financial economics at the Leicester University, and he joins us now for more on this Sanchez's op-ed. Now, he also recently published a book titled Central Bank Independence and the Future of the Euro. Thanks so much for joining us, Panicos, here on TRT World. Let's start with this Pedro Sanchez's piece in The Guardian. What do you make of it?
I think it's very reasonable, really. Europe hasn't faced a crisis like this since the Second World War. That is absolutely true. We thought at the beginning of this crisis that it's not going to be as bad as the global financial crisis, but it's turning out to be a lot worse. And what is at stake here is not just economies, it's not just banks, it's not just public finances, it's human life. And if Europe can't show solidarity at this point in time, when will it show that solidarity? So really, Germany and the countries around Germany should do the right thing if they want to preserve the future of Europe. And in fact, in my book, which I was published a few months before the crisis, I was talking about the next crisis. Of course, I didn't know it would be this kind of crisis, and I was just expecting that it would test the resilience and solidarity of Europe. Now, it is an opportunity for Europe. It's an opportunity for Germany to show to the rest of Europe, to Italy, to Spain, and all the other countries, Greece, who are suffering from this global pandemic, which is not through their fault of their own. I mean, you could say that the previous crisis was something to do with the public finances. Countries were not doing the right thing when it comes to managing the economy. But in this case, it's a completely exogenous shock. So it is really the time to show solidarity. So I have full sympathy with what the Spanish Prime Minister said.
Panicos, so why do some countries refuse to show this solidarity with other European Union member states? Do they have legitimate financial concerns, as you were mentioning, or is there just a deep lack of solidarity when it comes to these serious issues in the EU?
I don't think it comes from the unwillingness to show solidarity, but it just comes from very deep sort of mistrust of how other countries, that mistrust is among the German public large parts of the German public, that they think that it's sort of risk sharing in Europe. They're not ready for that. They're going to be called to pay for other countries' profligacy, which, I mean, if they had a modicum of truth there in the previous crisis, if you look at what happened to Greece, you might say, oh, yes, they were spending too much, because there were many reasons why they were spending too much. But now it's a pandemic. It's just...
Right. And
it's much more, basically.
Right. And Panicos, in your opinion, will the EU survive this crisis if it doesn't move forward as the Spanish Prime Minister suggested?
Yeah, I mean, I think it will, because they will find inventive solutions to this. There are other ways you may achieve the same outcome without necessarily going down the route of corona bonds. You can achieve that through the ESM, the European Stability Mechanism, by making grants to countries which are unconditional or with very limited conditionality. There's like 350 billion there. But you can also achieve a lot with the European Investment Bank. And I think Germany would be more willing to consider those solutions than the corona bonds. And I think in the end, common sense and European sort of solidarity will prevail.
Okay, Panicos Demetriades, a professor of financial economics at the Leicester University. Thanks so much for that insight for us here at TRT World.